Hi guys, setting the right price for your menu items is absolutely crucial for the success of your restaurant or cafe. It's about finding the perfect balance between making a profit and offering the value to your customers. Today, we'll dive into the art of pricing strategy that can help your business succeed. Section 1. Understanding your costs. The foundation for your pricing strategy is to understand your costs. This includes the cost of goods sold or COGS and operating costs such as labor, rent, utilities, and more. Knowing your expenses in detail allows you to set up the prices in a way that covers the cost and generate profit. Section 2. Analyzing the market. Analyzing your competitors and understanding your target market is the key, but often owners don't put enough emphasis on that. Research prices at nearby restaurants and cafes and consider your unique value proposition. Are you offering something that others are not? Your prices should reflect your market position. Section 3. Pricing techniques. This is the most important part of this video. It's the part that we'll spend most of our attentions on. We're going to be talking about 4 different pricing techniques. These are the cost plus pricing, competitive pricing, value-based pricing, and psychological pricing. We'll dive deep into each of the strategies and get to know how they work and their pros and cons. Cost plus pricing is a straightforward and widely used pricing strategy where a fixed markup is added to the cost of producing a product to determine its selling price. This method ensures that all costs, both variable and fixed, are covered and a predetermined profit margin is achieved. By focusing on covering costs and securing a consistent profit, cost plus pricing simplifies the financial planning and price setting, making it an appealing option for business looking for a straightforward approach to pricing. However, it requires a thorough understanding of all costs involved in the production of the product or product delivery and does not directly consider market demand and competitive prices, which could lead to pricing that is not aligned with consumer expectation or the market conditions. Some of the pros are, it's simple to calculate, it's just a matter of adding a fixed margin on top of the costs, and it covers the cost, ensuring all costs are covered and profit margin is achieved. And it also has a predictable profit, easy to predict profits based on the cost and set markup rates. Some of the cons include it ignores the market condition, may or may not be competitive if the market price are lower, or it can lead to a underpricing if the market is willing to pay more. It also lacks the flexibility. It doesn't consider the changes in customer demand or perceived value. It can also lead to overpricing where if the costs are higher than the industry average, prices may be too high to be competitive. Let's see how this cost plus pricing technique works. To start, you first have to set your food cost. A common practice is to aim for a food cost percentage between 28 to 35% of the retail price. This means if a dish costs $5 to make, for example, and you aim for a 30% food cost percentage, you would price the dish at around $16.67 to achieve this margin. For beverages, the cost of percentage can be lower and often around 20 to 30% because drinks typically have a higher markup rate and a lower COGS than food items. By the way, please check out my video on how to create a food cost calculator with Excel over here. It makes food cost calculation a quick, simple, accurate process, and most importantly, it's free. The general rule for the pricing technique is that the markup on the cost to determine the retail price often ranges from 100% to 300% or more in the food industry, translating to a markup multiplier of 2 to 4 times the cost of goods sold. The specific multiplier used can depending on the item's perceived value, competitive pricing, and the established overhead costs. It's absolutely crucial to consider fixed costs such as rent, utility, salary when determining your markup. These costs should be covered by the gross profit generated from the sales. Applying the markup. To apply the markup to your cost to determine the retail price, you can use the following formula. Retail price equals to cost of goods sold multiplied by bracket 1 plus markup percentage, bracket over. Retail price equals to $5 multiplied by bracket 1 plus 2 bracket over, and it equals to $15. The next pricing we have here is competitive pricing. Competitive pricing is a strategy that involves setting the price based on what the competitor is charging for similar products, ensuring a business remains attractive to consumers in a crowded market. This approach requires a thorough market research to gauge the pricing landscape, identifying not just the price point but also the value proposition of the competitors. By aligning prices closely with that of those competitors, a business can position itself as a viable option for cost-conscious consumers, aim to capture market share without engaging in a race to the bottom. While it helps to maintain the competitiveness, this strategy also demands vigilance and flexibility, as business must continually monitor the market and adjust their prices in response to the shifts in competitor strategy and consumer preference. Competitive pricing is particularly effective in markets with high price sensitivity and well-defined product standards, allowing business to compete on aspects other than the price, such as quality, service, and brand reputation. Some of the pros include its market-oriented, which means the prices are set based on the competitors' prices, helping your business to stay competitive. It's also customer-focused, reflecting what the customer is willing to pay based on the existing market. It's adaptive, which allows for a quick adjustment based on your competitors' price changes. Some of the cons include profit margin pressure, which can lead to a race to the bottom effect, where businesses continually undercut each other, reducing profit margins. There is also the cons of differentiation challenge. It's harder to stand out solely based on the price if everyone's priced similarly. Another con is going to be the market dependency. It requires constant market analysis and adjustments, which can be resource intensive. 3 is a value-based pricing. Value-based pricing in restaurants and cafes involves setting the price based on the perceived value of the offering to the customer, rather than solely on the cost or the market competition. This approach requires understanding of your customer preference through market research to identify what aspect, whether if it's quantity, ambience, uniqueness, or others, that the customer value the most. Prices are then aligned with these perceived values, justifying higher prices for offering that provides unique benefit or experience. Implementing this strategy involves quantifying the value provided, considering the dynamic pricing to adjust for demands and willingness to pay, and continuously gather customer feedback to ensure the pricing is to their satisfaction. By focusing on the customer's perceived value, establishments can foster a greater satisfaction and loyalty, potentially leading to increased profitability. Some of the pros include it maximizes profits, since prices are based on perceived values, which can often be higher than the cost or competitors' prices, leading to a higher potential profit margins. Customer satisfaction. Prices reflect the value of the customer attribute to a product, potentially increasing the customer's satisfaction and loyalty. Flexibility allows pricing innovation and differentiation from other competitors. Some of the cons include the pricing is complicated to determine. Assessing a customer's perceived value can be difficult and requires resource-intensive market research. Pricing stability. Perceived value can change with the market trends and requires frequent reassessment and adjustment. Risk of misjudgment. If a perceived value is overestimated, it may lead to the pricing being too high and losing customers. But underestimating the value can leave the money on the table. 4. Psychological pricing. Psychological pricing is the strategic approach to leveraging human psychology to encourage the purchasing behavior, making it a fascinating and often effective component of a broader pricing strategy. This technique is grounded in the notion that certain prices have a psychological impact to consumers, influencing their perception of value, making products more appealing. For example, by setting prices just below a round number, for instance, item priced at $9.99 instead of $10. The strategy taps into consumers' tendency to perceive these prices as significantly lower, thus driving increased sales. Psychological pricing exploits cognitive biases, making it a powerful tool for businesses aiming to subtly enhance the attractiveness of their offering without altering the product itself. Some of the pros include increased sales. Prices such as $9.99 instead of $10 can be psychologically appear to be cheaper, potentially increasing the sales. It's easy to implement. It's simple to apply to any pricing strategy. Consumer appeal appeals to the emotional rather than rational decision making, which can boost impulsive buying. Some of the cons include overusage. Consumers are becoming increasingly aware of this tactic, which may reduce its effectiveness. Brand perception may create a perception where lower quality or a bargaining brand, which could deter some customers. Inconsistent with higher end positioning. This is not a technique suitable for luxury or premium brands aiming to maintain an image of high quality or exclusivity. Section 4. Menu Engineering. Menu engineering is about designing your menu to maximize the profit, highlight your most profitable items, and use description to add perceived value. Consider the placement of the item on the menu to draw attention to them. The use of a product photo is an extremely effective way to direct the customer to the item that you're looking to promote. From my experience, customers are 3 to 4 times more likely to order items from photos of the menu than the text alone. Section 5. Regular review and adjustment. The market changes and so do your costs. Regularly reviewing your pricing strategy and adjust as necessary, keeping an eye on customer feedback and sales data to inform your decisions. It's very important to know that you should never rely solely on one technique. What I would recommend is for you to determine which strategy is your primary focus and use the others both to verify and refine your primary strategy so that ensures that you achieve a good profit margin, aligns with the market or your product's perceived value, and that the price stays visually appealing. Your pricing strategy can make or break your restaurant or cafe. By understanding your costs, analyzing market, applying the right pricing techniques, and regularly reviewing your prices, you can set up your business up for success. Remember, the goal is to offer great value to your customer and build a profitable business. If you find this video to be helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn that bell notification on for more insights into making your restaurant or a cafe a successful one. Leave your thoughts and your questions or a topic that you would like me to explore in the comments section below. Thanks for watching. Clark out.